calendar may say autumn, but temperatures are still pretty sweltering here in North Florida. But the good news, the radar is clear. Still, hydration will be key today at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. The Jaguars in a very solid 4-1 here in the early part of the year. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. This defense for the Steelers, they had certainly had their struggles to start the season, but they put it all together in getting that first victory a week ago.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game. And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. And the Jaguars send out their punter. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll start the drive with Harris. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. First down, and they go back to Harris. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tackles. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Lawrence will throw. Catch is made by Metcalf. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A gain there of 21 yards.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got the step on him. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. Clock running, under a minute to go now here in a fast-moving first quarter. And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. On 3rd down, Lawrence being chased out left. And that is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. Room here, and now nothing but green ahead of him. Past the 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Najee Harris with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken at the goal line. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint. Down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Now Lawrence to throw. He sets to fire deep. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
And to be honest, this first half hasn't been anything they'd be really proud about. So they needed something like this to change their fortunes. Now they need to make sure they finish this one off, not just with points, but with a touchdown.
Hey, Charlie!
On 2nd and 7, Lawrence into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Charles, one thing that he referenced to us yesterday was his confidence fitting the ball into any window, but obviously that window was a little too tight, and it was closing in a hurry.
And he was talking to us about having anticipation in making those types of throws. Down near the goal line, I don't think you can anticipate it as much as you need to see it open. You got to be precise with your throws down here in the red zone. That one goes into double coverage, and he gets picked off.
And he'll take this up to the 30, a gain of 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
On 3rd and 2, Fowler. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
A good head-down running on the return gets about 15 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the play did on the last one.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 and 10-7. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fielded at about the 28. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Here's Lawrence. He's going to try and go deep again. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is where close games feel like, because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And this is going to be a Steelers first down as good running gets them to about the 44.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he's got room. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris with his second touchdown here in this first half, as his guys are able to extend their lead. The extra point up and good, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. Taking it about the 1. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
On 2nd and 9, Lawrence. He's going to let this one go deep. That's caught inside the 20. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. And the tackle there by C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Fowler. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Josh Allen able to get him for a loss of about 3. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we now go downstate to Orlando. Check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Harris going to get it again on second down. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 198 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign. They run again with Harris. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
On second down, this is Harris. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially, no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Pass complete, George Pickens with it. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having...
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Fielded just inside the 20. A great return there of 22 yards.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. They go play action now. Lawrence. And that will be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
They're going on 4th down. Lawrence. That's to his running back, complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. Harris running straight ahead. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, the offense has had a big day. He's been great running the football, but I don't think anybody liked that last result.
No, they didn't like the last result at all, but they have to look at it in total, don't they? They've had a big day running the football. You take an occasional loss or an occasional bad play along the way, but all in all, they have to like what they've done.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he was able to shed 1 tackle, but could not get away from there. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to a 1st down.
35 yards that time on the punt, and it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Check, check. Look at me. Go. Hit.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. It was Josh Sweat who got him down on the defensive side.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Hey,
on play action, Lawrence. He's going to air one out. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 51 yards. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 40 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage. But every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
Now on 2nd and 13, Lawrence.
And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up 3rd down.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line.
Here we go. Got to have it. Lawrence.
This will be caught at the 2.
And the Jaguars are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And with the scoreboard against them here in the 4th quarter, this was definitely 4-down territory. Really nice job there of finding a way to get open, and a really nice throw. That sets them up with 1st and goal.
And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Dancing to his left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
Hey, Alpha!
Now Lawrence.
And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Completed pass brings up a 4th down situation. Do you play analytics on this one? Well, you know, what do your analytics tell you about going for it here? I wonder what they would say.
They tell me you're down by this margin, 4th quarter, you're going.
Ready?
And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Big stop on the turnover on downs to get the football back, and now it's just all about salting this one away.
Yeah, just slowly bleed the clock away. Clock's definitely on your side. And, you know, when we talk about analytics in the game, what is this one? Advanced win metrics? Because if you take care of the football here, bleed the clock down, with about 95% chance of winning.
Yeah, I'd say 95 or better. And I know you always say it, every coach does. It's just protecting the football at this point.
And knowing that the defensive guys, they're coming after the ball more than they are the person. They want to knock it free.
And he's able to get up here to the 26. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they turn to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Well, 217 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Off-play action. Fowler. He's got a man. Complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try and run with Harris. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year. And the Steelers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Now, this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard. But his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. We made 1 more play. Could have had our shutout.
Meanwhile, here, a run on 1st down really backfires as he's going to be brought down well behind the line of scrimmage.
2 things to watch. First, his strength in being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
It's brought in by Harris. And I think the ball's out.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. That one looks like he'll throw here. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line.
Brought to the ground by the linebacker, Foye Oluokun.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Steelers, it's a much-needed victory as it gets them back to 2-4 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Baltimore Ravens